It's time to review Tna Genesis 2005 because that's how we roll. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. We're rolling into Genesis. Good pay-per-view. We had it all tonight. We had a epic main event. We had the debut of a top WWE star. And we even had some ECW originals return to wrestling, albeit using some of the worst names ever seen in the wrestling business.
Welcome to PJ Palaco's Funhouse.
Yeah, PJ Palaco, formerly known as Just Incredible. How can you get PJ Palaco from Just Incredible? One of the best names for a wrestler, then arguably one of the worst names for a wrestler. Don't quite know how that happened, but this was the November 13th Genesis 2005, coming from the Orlando, Florida Universal Studios. And the pre-show that we didn't watch featured a young Nigel McGuinness. So, Nigel McGuinness on the pre-show, and now he's currently doing commentary in AEW Collision. It's amazing how time flies.
It is amazing, but I just never rated him. He ruined, ever since he ruined the way off. Where could it go from that? He'd always been known as that guy that ruined that. Oh, Michael, I'll take you to a pub in London. He's just like Poundland Wade Barrett. And that's not a good thing. That's a bad thing.
I'm afraid I got some bad news for you, McGuinness. You suck. Anyway, we kick off with in memory of Eddie Guerrero screen. So it's just a black screen saying in memory of Eddie Guerrero. I guess this is the first time TNA's done a live show since Eddie Guerrero passed away. So respect for...
Fair play, TNA.
And I believe we also seen some EG armbands from the wrestlers tonight as well. So some people paying respects to Eddie Guerrero. Opening match is Raven, and he takes on PJ Palaco, formerly known as Just Incredible. Before the match, Larry Zbyszko offered Raven his release, but Raven just gave Zbyszko the middle finger. And then Zbyszko said that you're gonna live a life of living hell, and that's when his opponent got introduced, PJ Palaco, but Raven beats him. DDT. What about me? What about Raven? So victory for Raven.
It's a weird one though, because you can hype up the fact that who's it going to be from ECW? Pretty much everyone in ECW is on this show.
I actually nailed it. I said it would be Just Incredible. Now, I didn't think it'd be PJ Palaco, but I did say Just Incredible.
Yeah, but you can rule out, right? It's not going to be Van Damme. It could be Dreamer, to be fair.
I think Dreamer was always employed by WWE backstage and then development. I think he always worked for WWE, so I don't think it could have been Dreamer.
Sandman's probably the only other guy.
Could have been Sandman, like Sandman was a possibility, but I went with Just Incredible. I was right. Move on to the next match, Hockey Stick Street Fight. Wasn't interested in this match whatsoever. I don't know, I just don't like Free Live Crew. I like Ron Killens, but I just don't think he works with BG James and Conan. It's a very weird trio. You got your black guy, your white guy, and your Mexican guy. It just seems like there's a joke in there somewhere.
Yeah, there probably is, but I'll tell you what the biggest joke is. Billy Gunn, what's he doing in this, man? The whole feud of, can we trust him? Can Conan trust him? I smell a rat, they say.
I wouldn't trust him based on that referee attire that he wore.
No, Billy Gunn is a bit gay.
And coming down with the women's referee attire wrapped around his fucking pecs. It was like very weird. This was a hockey stick street fight, and we didn't really get to see much hockey stick action. We do get the win though for Free Live Crew, and after the match, Conan finally accepted Kip James and shook his hand. I don't know why there's such a beef between Conan and Kip James to begin with, but it looks like they're all good now.
Yeah, and it's almost, Billy Gunn, Kip James, whatever, he's like trying to earn Conan's trust. Like, fuck off, why would he care?
Only person he should care about is yeah, exactly. Next was an interview with Shane Douglas and Fowler James Mitchell and Abyss. They talked about Abyss's fear of barbed wire. 1 minute, James Mitchell would mention barbed wire, Abyss would freak out. The next minute, James Mitchell would mention barbed wire, and we would get no reaction from Abyss. So a wee bit of consistency would be better. They almost made it like it was like the Festus gimmick, where when he hears the bell ring, he turns into a retard and then back again. But with Abyss, he was only reacting to the word barbed wire sometimes. Why not all the time? I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, it didn't make much sense. Like, the first half was like he was freaking out, in the second half he was just used to it.
Up next, though, we get our big debut tonight. The WWE Legends. Who's it going to be? We get countdown 5,
Well,
4,
we
3,
actually got cowboy
2,
boots before
1.
this.
Cowboy boots, brother. I didn't expect this guy to be wearing cowboy boots, but it was indeed Christian Cage, the instant classic. And Christian lets us know why he has come to TNA. He says that he's sick of people on the other show cutting 20-minute promos and grown men playing Doctor. So I'm assuming here that he's bashing Triple H and maybe even John Cena playing Doctor. Does he mean the Doctor of Thugonomics, or does he mean Vincent Kennedy McMahon? Was he not dressing up as a doctor around this stage?
I can't really remember, but I'm going to assume he did.
Was he not, like, checking out people's prostate and shit like that, or am I just completely...
He probably was. I can't really remember much about 2005 on Raw.
Christian then just explains that he wasn't fired or he wasn't lowballed by WWE. He simply chose to leave. I think there's rumours going around that WWE gave him a shit offer and Christian therefore decided he didn't want to take that. But he said it was a very good offer. But he didn't want to go to WWE because he talks about the fact that when he was coming through the company, there was a stale company. When he was coming through the wrestling business, there was a stale company and there was an up-and-coming company, and he was a part of the up-and-coming company, and that company went on to win the Monday Night Wars. And he says that 8 years later, it's still the same. But he is now part of the up-and-coming company, TNA. And he says that his goal is to capture the NWA World Heavyweight title from Jeff Jarrett. He declares himself as the best performer in wrestling and says he was tired of egos in politics. I mean, I like Christian. I think Christian's great, but I'm not quite sure he's the best performer in wrestling. I mean, that might be a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah, it is a bit of a stretch here. And do we have confirmation that WWE didn't lowball?
Well, we've got his word, and I think Christian's a man of his word.
Alright, we'll back him.
Certainly got more integrity, in my opinion, than the Hardy Boys, especially Matt. Big money Matt, big selling Matt.
Yeah.
Anyway, Scott D'Amore comes out with Bobby Roode. He gives Christian Cage a Team Canada shirt, TNA, and he tells him that, look, you need politics if you want to be successful here. Scott D'Amore wants Christian to join Team Canada by the end of the night. We then move on to the next match, number one contenders match, Monty Brown versus Jeff Hardy. Two guys drugged at their head. Monty Brown wins.
Sniffing lines off turnbuckles. Jeff's coming out like a fucking tiger on crack.
Jeff moving very slow, very lethargic in this match. You can just tell the guy's probably not 100% clean tonight. But Monty Brown got a clean win, so that's what it is. Then we got an interview with Shane Douglas, Roderick Strong, Alex Shelley and Christopher Daniels. They spoke, but I didn't hear anything. Elimination X match now. Daniels and Joe and Strong and Shelley versus Aries, Dot, Sabin and Bentley.
8 jobbers.
8 jobbers. This match went on way too long, but towards the ending, well, I say towards the end, I mean, at the end of the match, that's when it actually got interesting. It came down to 2-on-1. Sabin against Daniels and Joe. Daniels ended up beating Sabin, while Joe was pulled at the ring by Matt Bentley, and then Joe wasn't happy, and he delivered a vicious beatdown on Christopher Daniels. He ended up hitting the muscle buster off the top rope onto a chair, and Christopher Daniels was literally busted open, and it was stretchered out of the arena. He wasn't moving. The commentary team was acting like Joe killed Daniels. Even AJ Styles came out to look on. He looked a little bit worried, despite him and Daniels hating each other. So I thought the ending was good, the beatdown for Samoa Joe. And then we even had Dom West go and accompany Christopher Daniels into the back of the ambulance as well. So
I think it's safe to say Christopher Daniels is not going to be on TV for a while. He's been killed, pretty much.
I liked it. I thought it was good.
Yeah, it felt real. I liked it. Even the match was underwhelming, just did not care about it really. But this ending really picked the segment up. So,
well, you say segment, it's more of a match, wasn't it? Or I guess a match can be a segment. But I didn't really enjoy the match, but I did enjoy the after-match, post-match.
But see, this is good, though, because it makes the match feel a bit more important.
It did, but the match went on way too long without any eliminations.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? This is why you need storytelling. This match could have very easily have ended and this after didn't happen, and then we'd be like, well, that was just a bit of a shit match.
Like, I'm all for elimination matches, not having an early elimination, but that's when it matters. That's when it's important. I feel like this was such a throwaway match that you could have had people getting eliminated within the first, 3-4 minutes. It wouldn't have hurt anybody.
Yeah.
But this match went on for a very long time. And we then got an interview with Shane Douglas and Jeff Jarrett. and America's Most Wanted and Gail Kim basically just spoke about how they were going to win tonight and beat the Dudleys and beat Rhino. Then it was the no DQ match, Abyss with Fowler James Mitchell versus Sabu. I mean, decent match. We had thumbtacks, barbed wire chair that Abyss completely ran away from. We had tables. We had a little bit of everything. And in the end, Sabu got chokeslammed onto a pile of thumbtacks, which didn't end the match. He kicked out. But he couldn't kick out the black hole slam onto the steel chair wrapped in barbed wire. And then you seen Sabu's back, and it was like all busted and all like ripped open and stuff with the barbed wire.
Oh my god!
I mean, pretty good finish. It was a pretty good match.
I think Abyss Sabu's a pretty underrated feud in TNA.
Definitely. I thought it was pretty good. Like, I'm looking forward to seeing their barbed wire massacre match, though.
That's coming soon. Turning Point, I believe.
I believe so. But yeah, it was a good match. X Division title match up next. AJ Styles defeated P.T. Williams with A1. And again, it was an okay match. I just felt like it lasted a bit too long for my liking. Samoa Joe's came out to watch. Samoa Joe, sorry. There was only one guy, not plural. But he is pretty fat, so maybe there was two of them. I don't know, but Samoa Joe came out to watch the match from a distance. It kind of distracted AJ, but in the end, AJ, I guess, used it for motivation because he caught P.T. Williams on the top rope and he hit a Super Styles Clash for the win as Samoa Joe watched on. So this is going to be, I believe, the next feud for the X Division title. I don't think Joe's the number one contender, but with the fact that he took out Daniels, and you're not supposed to do that in X Division because you're supposed to have respect for your opponents, I think we might see AJ Styles offer Samoa Joe a title shot just so he can whip his ass.
Looking forward to the match. Can't go wrong with an AJ Styles Joe match.
No. Interview time, Shane Douglas, Team 3D and Rhino. Brother Ray did all the talking. They all had Eddie printed on their wrist tape.
Devon roided it.
Yeah, Devon. I mean, you look at Brother Ray, he's just a big fat man, and you look at Devon, it looks like he's been in the gym 24/7 since leaving WWE. My Brother Ray done all the talking. Devon said testify, and Rhino says go. So, you know, I mean, Brother Ray, he is the best talker out the three, but I mean, at least give the other guys a little bit of, I don't know, just give them something. Give them a couple of lines.
Yeah, like Rhino's the world champion challenger.
Shouldn't he say something?
Yeah, like, here, how do you feel about getting your title hoovered off you like last week?
Rhino? Yeah. But yeah, Brother Ray says, get the tables. We get the match. So main event time, street fight. Rhino, Brother Ray and Brother Devon versus Jeff Jarrett, Chris Harris and James Storm. I thought this match was great. I loved this match.
Actually felt like a street fight.
Actual street fight. Even though we didn't leave the arena, I think they wrestled in like every point of the arena they possibly could. And I get it, the impact zone's pretty small, but I think they did cover almost every fucking inch of the impact zone that they possibly could.
Yeah.
They were fighting everywhere. In up the ramp, at the commentary desk, in the crowd, at the top of the crowd, up at the Spanish announce desk, and literally anywhere you could go within this impact zone without leaving the ringside and like audience area. Those guys went there. Just a complete massive brawl with lots of blood. And in the end, we had the Dudleys winning with the 3D. So 3D on Storm got the 1-2-3. But I mean, overall, it was a great match, and you had just like lots of action, non-stop brawling. The first like 15 minutes was just a brawl, and then when it got in the ring, you got some good wrestling and just some big moves and a lot of near falls. It was good. I liked it.
Big brawl, loved it. Exactly what you want a street fight to be, and it was.
Yeah, then after the match, we had Jeff Jarrett. He smashed a guitar over the head of Rhino because that's what I guess Jeff Jarrett does. Team Canada ran into the ring, and obviously at this point they had the numbers advantage. No free live crew though, because they don't need them. We have Christian Cage coming down to make the save instead. Although Izzy, because Christian Cage is wearing the Team Canada shirt, he shakes the hands of Scott D'Amore. However, Christian Cage quickly turns heel to face in about the space of 5 seconds. He hits Scott D'Amore with the Imprettier, and then Christian Cage, Team 3D, hit a triple 3D on Jeff Jarrett, the NWA World Champion. They put him through a table. Then Christian Cage rips off his Team Canada shirt to reveal a TNA shirt, and the fans chant Eddie, Eddie, Eddie. Christian Cage then says he is going to become the NWA World Champion because that's how I roll. And that was it, guys. That was the end of the show. Great main event.
It was funny though, right? When he said that last line, the fans finished it like that was a Christian saying. He went, that's how I, and they went, roll.
Well, maybe he was saying that late in WWE, I don't know.
I can't remember, but I don't think he was. But you know what, right? It felt very reminiscent to the night Team 3D debuted it, but you know, that was great, so why not copy it?
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was brilliant, and definitely, probably, I'd say the best match I think we've seen since watching TNA.
Easily.
I'd go as far as saying that.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah.
I thought it was a much better ending
Up there with the Monsters Ball match.
I thought it was a better ending than what we got at Bound for Glory.
Yeah.
Bound
for Glory just felt a bit rushed.
I know Bound for Glory just had a much better ending for me. It just felt more important, Christian Cage in the ring, rather than having Free Live Crew and fucking all those guys. Yeah. So I enjoyed the pay-per-view. I don't know if it was better than Bound for Glory, but there was definitely a lot of aspects that I preferred. I believe I'm going to give it, in terms of rating, I'm going to get a 6 out of 10. I thought it was alright.
I'm going to get a 7.
You're going to get a 7, 6.5 out of 10. Yeah, like I said, the main event was great. Undercard was okay. A couple of matches I wasn't really interested in, but overall I thought it was a pretty decent show.
Great debut for Christian. Used him throughout the show, and main event delivered big time.
And it's actually got me excited now to see the next episode of TNA, because I think the last couple weren't that great, but now that you've got Christian on the show, you want to see what's going to happen next with the instant classic. So that's it, guys. Let us know your thoughts down below. We're giving it a 6.5 out of 10. We'll catch you in the next one. Till then, though, peace.